My name is Diane Brevard, and today I am doing my speech on advanced directives, patients' rights, which is very important to me. Okay, say you are in a hospital. Imagine you're in a hospital, laying in bed, 51-year-old woman, healthy woman, 2 kids, loving husband. You were in a car accident, and you found out, you were in a car accident, you had extensive injuries. You're on a ventilator, you can't move really much of your own anymore. Your ventilator, feet and tube to survive. You coded twice already. It doesn't look promising, okay? And you signed a DNR, talked to your lawyer, talked to your family, but your physician and your family, they pretty much just disregarded your wishes and did whatever it took so you can be alive. You see a lot of things like this happen a lot of stories happen on the news or whatever. You hear a lot about this, and it's just really not fair for the person who actually it's not fair for the person who's suffering through all this. It's not what they want, okay? So I kind of think that it's very important to talk about it. So I understand both points of view, okay? The patient's side and the family side and the doctor's side, so all 3 points of view. So I'm here to talk to you about that. I'm here to talk to you about advanced directives, a little bit about that, the living will, DNR, things like that all correlate with it. I'm going to talk to you about that. So basically, I hope by the end of this you can learn something and maybe advocate for a person, advocate for your patient. If you're in the healthcare field, advocate for your patient who's going through, something like this. So, patient's rights, advanced directives. They basically allow the patient to communicate their wishes if they're incapacitated, if they're unconscious, or whatever have you. Alright, this can be either a living will or it can be a medical power of attorney. So pretty much a living will, it pretty much states what you do, what you want and what you don't want. So either you want like a feeding tube or organ donation, CPR, or you want to do DNR, do not resuscitate, or do you want to be put on a ventilator to help you breathe, and stay on oxygen and be alive. Or it can be, the other one is medical power of attorney. Medical power of attorney is where you appoint someone, either you appoint someone to be, take care of your health care decisions, or the doctor deems you unfit to take care of your own health care decisions, and that's when someone will be appointed. And it may not be who you want. It's better for you to appoint someone who shares in your beliefs and can kind of do what you want, what kind of care you want, okay? Why and when? Why? Because when you're terminally ill or whatever, you're not really thinking too much about that. It's better to do it, before that happens. You can do it anytime. You can do it when you're healthy. There's a lot of misconceptions saying that you only need to do it when you're terminally ill. That's wrong. You can do it when you're completely healthy and just kind of have that to give to your doctors, to your family, so that they know what you do or what you do not want, what you do and what you do not want. Okay? Oh, this can change at any time. Okay? So don't think that it can't be updated, it can't be modified. It can change at any time that you feel that it needs to be. Okay? So it does not have to be the same thing. There are some ethical issues, basically, with this. A family can reverse a DNR. So, let's say you lose consciousness that next second. The family can say that, oh, I don't want DNR, I want you to do everything you can to save them. And the physician may say, okay, let's do this, and not even worry about that. which is really bad. Okay. Physicians, like I said, they could disregard the DNR order. It depends if they want to be, like brave and, well, be a hero and, say, okay, I want to save this person because, like, some physicians may not want the liability associated, with not trying to save the person. They may save the person due to some certain circumstances, they may save the person because they think that their patient does not fully understand what's involved, the health risk, their health condition. So they save the person because they think that they can't make their own health decisions. And I got that from two PubMed journal articles. It talked a lot about that. Oh, and for the patient's rights, I got that from the National Cancer Institute, which that was very helpful. So we have some laws and advance directives. So in 1991 came the Patient Self-Determination Act. This act was brought on by the Nancy Cruzan story, where she was pretty much in a persistent vegetative state. She was in a car accident 7 years ago, and she was in that state. She was DNR, but her family, didn't listen, and pretty much she had a feeding tube. Eventually, that was in 1990. Then 1991, this act came into play because of that reason, and removed the feeding tube, and she was allowed to die peacefully. Finally, she was finally allowed to die. And I think that's just great. Finally, I mean, she was obviously suffering. I mean, you don't need to do that. Then there's Durable Power of Attorney Act, and it basically designates, health decisions to someone else, another agent. Then we have the the Natural Death Act Declaration, where two physicians, they sign this, and this happens after you become terminally ill and you're falling unconscious and you can't, make clear-cut decisions. And I got this from Santa Clara University. But I actually was an RN / a lawyer, and she teaches there, Karen Marcus. I thought that was pretty interesting. She could actually do all that. Why I think this is quite important for patients and their families to understand is that patients suffer. They suffer when they're dying. The more times you bring someone back, and the longer it takes, the less oxygen goes to the brain, the less brain function, skin begins to deteriorate, heartbeat slows down, shallow breathing, blood clots due to blood's not moving around as much. Okay, what else? Oral cavities, so their eyes can get dried up, mouth just really dry, liver can fail, so then they can get edema and kind of blow up. That's happened to my aunt. What else? Just a lot of bodily functions just tend to go, and they suffer a lot. I had a patient twice on my floor. They were just deteriorating. They were going. You can kind of tell that they were going. We thought they were going cold, especially since they kind of get a moaning kind of noise. I don't know, a low, high. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing to describe, but it's a weird kind of moaning, and you kind of tell that they're getting ready to go. And the patient's families, they don't seem to understand that the patient's suffering, the patient's in pain. So you kind of have to advocate for your patient. Okay, so what you can do. So if you're in a healthcare profession like I am, you can try to talk to physicians, talk to their families, try to talk to them and say that this is not good for the patient. It's not good at all. They're only suffering inside. If you're the one who's actually dying, the terminal illness or whatever, you want to try to make sure that you talk to your family members, designate someone to be the proxy who actually believes in what you believe in, and they will follow your wishes. Okay, so in conclusion, I hope that you learned a little bit about advance directives, about, patients' rights, about, how their rights pretty much can be taken away right after they lose consciousness, which is so sad. And I hope you learned, that you should advocate for your patients and do what's best for them. Don't do it for you, do it for them. Alright? And that's all I have. Thank you for listening to me. Bye.